Now you may be wondering whether you're on a journey to the deep rainforests of Guyana, but in reality, we are headed approximately 4 to 5 miles from the mining town of Linden, up the Demerara River to the Arawak community of Malali. There we are greeted with a bright smile from one of its youngest and boldest residents.
Hello, my name is Demerara Berbice and welcome to Malali village.
A villager with no certainty said Malali means running streams, and another said it stands for falls in the Arawak language. What is certain is the surrounding flora by the riverbanks, which makes it most picturesque despite being hit hard by the recent floods.
Life is very good here in Malali. Why I say life is good because if a mosquito bites you right now, it's definitely you bring it somewhere from Linden or Georgetown, because there's no mosquito in our village. You could sleep with your window open. The cool breeze is like the AC blowing into your bedroom. So life in Malali is good for me. Here's where I born and grow, and here's where I will remain until I die. There's nowhere to go in Linden. The air pollution, the mosquito in Georgetown, I am accustomed to those stuff. So here I am in Malali. We could live everything we have outside. We come back and meet it out. That's the kind of life we live in Malali.
How much life changed though from growing up to now? I know there's a lot of talk about the culture may have been lost, but how has life changed from growing up to now?
Yeah, we have lost our culture, and I must not say that, put the blame on anyone around us right now, but any blame should be thrown on our ancestors, because they're the one who was to protect our culture, to protect us from we as ancestors of Arawak. We are our Arawak community in Malali, right? But we haven't know much about speaking the Arawak language. We have know we use the type of food, not steady, but we eat like the fish with the cassava bread, the wild meat. But as I mentioned, not steady. We actually use those stuff. But for life in our community, we say Malali people that leave to go out of the community about 25, 30 years. We normally find people coming back. Why? Because Malali is like a bread basket for those who born and grow in Malali.
While many will venture into Georgetown to pursue education or learn about life outside of Malali, the time away is short given the numerous natural resources that bring tremendous economic value.
They always come back because Malali has gold, Malali has the timber, Malali has the aquarium fish. We do lumbering, right? And even we are going into a quarry mining in the next couple of days. Malali is on the verge of development. And that is something, growing up as a little boy. My mother used to tell me, son, Malali can become a city one day.
For me, when I was a small girl, we never had solar energy, we never had like pipes and those things. The environment was totally different. We didn't have cell signal and all these things. So from then to now, I see great improvement. I like this mission here, where most of it was sheer bush, up to just the corner. Here was just a road, it didn't have health center and these things. This school here, it just had a normal old building on this side of the mission. But here we have a school, we have medics, health center, we have teachers' quarters and stuff.
That's Josephine Ashby, head mistress of Malali Primary, and she too reflected life is transformed, but it's come at a cost of losing their cultural identity.
To be honest, I've also lost my culture. I am of Arawak descent. I don't know no language. I don't know no language, and I know some craft, but not to much extent. And due to I'm being a teacher most of the times, the council or the community would look at the teachers or depend on the teachers then to teach the children cultural dances and so on for Heritage Day. Also, I would write poems and so on for them. But the traditional way, like the everyday life traditionally, to me we don't have it like before. Yeah, because normally they would, in what I know of my grandmother, they would have cassava bread, pepper pot like on a daily basis, but it's not so anymore. People, they got chicken in stores, freeze on them thing, but it wasn't like that. So the culture, to me, we far away from the culture right now.
Talking earlier about life in Malali and the fact that a lot of things when you were growing up aren't anymore.
Yeah.
In terms of the culture gone. You want to talk more about that, how that happened, and what sort of stuff that you think that would have changed over the years?
Well, for me, my father was one of the previous to show. His name was Will Bortal, and since I know he, like when I born grew up, I know he, like I me know nothing about culture, me know no language, me know nothing. Everything die. All the old folks they know the language, all them die out. And for me that's bad because I would like we forget to learn back the language or get somebody to teach me back the language, you know? Yeah, so the young ones that were coming up could know something, you understand?
As people migrated from the area, remember the people would left to go high school, and sometimes the whole family would go on. Now some of the ancestors, they die out, and like nobody never really get anything from there. To me it's bad because you're supposed to know your history, your culture, or whatever. It's not that I don't know, but to me it needs to be practiced more. Right? People know, but it's not practiced. I was teaching the children the other day, and when you look back from then to now, we are way back in our culture than before.
All is not lost as regards the tracing of the culture and regaining the Arawak identity. With most of their ancestors gone and those alive knowing little, they will turn to the neighboring villages.
That is why we're engaged in other community. In Great Falls, in Rockstone, in Riverview, all those are in Region 10. There's 10 Amerindian community in Region 10. I'm a part of the RTC Regional Teacher Council in Region 10. I'm the Treasury Secretary. And we are working together so that every community, what has been lost, and if Riverview or Rockstone has something that they could offer to my community in terms of the culture or a dance or a song in Amerindian language, we are planning to host every 3 months. We're planning to host we're going to Rockstone today to do a Amerindian song or an Arawak song or speak some Arawak language or a poem. So we will engage the young people, the youths, and the type of food and the type of Amerindian drink. People say this is paiwari, but they don't know how really the paiwari, the kind of work that has to go into it to get the paiwari. So all of that we want to teach the people so that we could have the young people also now to make our own,
Currently, logging is the biggest income for the community, and it has been for quite some time. But the stocks are coming to a crippled end.
Yeah, most we do is logging. Most we do in Malali is logging. Most is logging. We fishing. But I just forget a daily bread, not really on a large scale where we could sell. We just for we pot, for eat. Yeah.
So in some regards, that kind of living off the land lifestyle still exists in Malali.
Yeah, but for the resources or the logs, we log almost finished from the reservation. We logs almost finished. So me really know what gonna happen when we lag done, but it nearly for done.
So are there any, through the village council putting systems in place to, address such concerns?
I think so, but me know if the government will grant us an extension or a next piece of land, or what, but I was made to understand that I think I signed the paper too with where a stone quarry supposed to establish in Malali. And I hear from the 15th, we made to understand that from the 15th coming, that they're going to start coming in. So
Tell me something then, in regards to logging. How crucial is that for the livelihood of people here in Malali? Without it,
it's
would
hard.
Malali be?
Nothing. Malali was dead. And see some people swimming like enough pira in the river, what you going on? I mean it's from you crew. Enough pira. No, you got enough pira.
Oh.
Pira bite people body. Yeah, I'm watching far today.
Yeah, but without logging again, nothing from Malali.
Nothing. We depend on logging for everything actually, everything, and it's just a living because when you cut it, it's an expense for cut, it's an expense for extract, it's an expense for move it from here to market, and when you reach market, the marketers just give us what they feel like. Understand? So sometimes we just eat, and we even eat properly sometimes.
With logs becoming less of a source of income, decentralization of the economic activities become crucial, and both from a council and the average man in the village, they are taking note.
To me, what would be a good thing is if we do agriculture like in a big scale, agriculture in a big scale, farm. Yeah.
Is there room for that? I know we're just one section of the village here, but how expansive is it? Is there room for that aspect as well?
Yeah, to me that is good. Agriculture is good.
Malali is not just iron quarry mining, but we are also iron, and that is one of my main goal also as the leader of this village is to set up a resort in our community. So we have a beautiful waterfalls, a creek falls near Kaikuchi Karbra. Kaikuchi Karbra also is an Arawak word.
What does it mean?
It means tiger, and it means the creek. Kaikuchi means tiger, right? Kaikuchi, I can't remember exactly the whole thing about the Kaikuchi car, but what I know, it's an Arawak word. So, also we in our community we do aquarium. As you see, the water is going down rapidly now. There will be a lot of aquarium fish. So we do aquarium fish so that it could export out of the country also.
So, in some regards, you speak about developing the community. How do you balance it though? Because I'm utmost certain you want to maintain that traditional sense to Malali, but at the same time, you also want to develop it, to make it financially feasible for you to live here. How do you balance it?
Well, that is why we are asking every person or every investors to cooperate with us, so that if this section of our village land is for mining, this section is where the birds live or the animals. We don't want anyone to go and catch bird or shoot meat or catch fish in these areas. So what we're going to do is part of, like a map out our community. So hey, we're going to look at the Ite Mako or the big Mako, the normal Mako today, and we know exactly where we could take our tourists to that part of the village.
Tell me more about that. I was just going to ask you, you speak about it being tourism driven in the future. What are the attractions here from a tourism standpoint?
Well, it's a beautiful waterfalls, right? Where about when you land to the landing, it's like about 10 minutes walking to reach the falls. In the falls, it have stages of where the water drop. So you could go and brace your back side the wall of the rock, and the water pour over your head, and you could breathe there about 10-20 minutes, how long you wanted to, and the water just keep pouring over your head. Besides that, we have, you know, the little tracks where you could walk up, where we have the lava, the yesi. These are animals that live around those parts of the area.
What Joseph Hall is clear about is that living off the land can be extremely lucrative, providing they get the machinery to expand.
By most people, it's just farm for the little, like me, I farm for my kitchen. And I just farm for eat.
Is it that more machinery is needed then? What is it to help you guys move from that small scale to large scale agriculture then?
Well, most likely we gotta get like you gotta get tractor, and we get plow and so, you know. And majority people didn't get chains, their own chainsaw and so. Yeah, if you get chainsaw, you could cut big farm. You know, enough people just do it with the cutlass and the axe. Chop down the big tree them with the axe.
And in regards to that, what kind of produce you think, given the conditions here in Malali, you know, would be, you know, feasible and economic for you guys to produce?
Well, things grow a lot, like greens. I get reasonable greens. I plant like boro, pepper, plenty pepper is get, and I just like plant like 40 pepper tree and get plenty pepper, plenty more than what I got sell. You guys can use that. Yeah, you got enough thing, man. Boro, okra, pumpkin, and them things grow good. Yeah. Plus, if you could do like citrus, you got them the short growing thing like the 18 months orange and them thing. Yeah, that's good. I see a man don't use this plant, and the man get enough orange, but it's only for your own use. Like, you know, we get plenty, you could sell it. So yeah.
A good idea then would certainly be diversifying the economic build up here in terms of moving away from logging a bit into agriculture. You would want to see that obviously happen.
Yeah, because eventually we got for, not that we want to move away from it, but we got to, because the log almost finished from the place. I born and grow here, I know the boundaries, I know the species and everything. I understand? The last resort we upon, you know, actually most what we getting right now is Baramalag, Barmali, and there's the last. They're upon finishing.
A futuristic mindset remains key, as now ecotourism is on their doorstep, waiting to enter and flourish into viable and, most importantly, sustainable economic activity.
With this beach, and I could say Malali is the only Amerindian community that has a Facebook page.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah, I saw it.
And if you look at the shot of that picture of Malali from the overview, Malali is one of the beautiest community in Amerindian community in Guyana. So, but people don't know much about Malali. So that is why I as a T-Show, have been making a lot of small videos and putting it up on Facebook, so a lot of people reply, where is this? Who is this? Well, this is Malali. I'm the T-Show. You know, so a lot of people are just waiting to say, well, hey, the road is finished. I believe in next year Heritage, we have to open a parking lot, because this year Heritage, like about close to 600 people were there. But we followed the protocol. We didn't go directly to the task force to get permission, but we hosted as a small event to our community after the hard work, after the struggle, after the election crisis. Then we have the flooding disaster, and then the COVID-19, you know. After all of that, over nearly 2 years, we said, well, we have to put up something to celebrate and to know we are still here. And Malali, we haven't got a single case in Malali as it, and we don't want any, and none is gonna come. Because what? We follow the protocol. We wear our masks, we sanitize our hands, and we keep our social distance. So besides all of that, Malali, you know, a lot of people, whenever, there's a saying, whenever somebody comes to Malali, right, they drink the black water and they eat the lava, they have to be very careful because they don't want to go back. And they've always wanted to come back. I have the. Well, you're gonna have lava for lunch. So if you want some black water, It's up to you.
Sadly, we didn't get any lava, but the experience, the scenic views, the friendly smiles filled any lingering appetite we had. Now the journey out is just as fulfilling as the scenic views of the sun-kissed beaches. It will be one long remembered by many.